Thanks for tuning into the Pre-Patch Podcast. Check out these patch notes.
Fallout franchise has had a huge player spike because of, well, the TV show. Yeah, so okay, out of the three of you guys, because I have not watched a single episode of the show. Is it good? Are you liking it? Are you enjoying it?
I've watched the entire season. I've done all 8 episodes of it. Yeah, it's good. It's a very competent.
We're gonna try to stay away
TV
from
show.
spoilers, by the way, too. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers.
I'm only on like episode 5, and I'm not going to even say anything up to that point. But
how many episodes?
It's 8.
8.
Okay. Dude, I obviously I think a lot of us were, but was definitely very skeptical. Putting our faith in Amazon for this show. And anybody, to me, this could have been so bad. I would have been really scared to put anybody, putting a Fallout show out there. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it really thrives in a lot of aspects, like the world. I think their set design and their world crafting is like really beautifully done. It is to the bone, a Fallout world. You have no doubt about it. You see a lot of references to many of the games, even just the characters they come across. I think the story is like actually pretty engaging, pretty fun. The way that they have like multiple stories that all interlink. And what I will say too is the main character, I think is probably the best, like the perfect main character they could have picked. It really makes it feel like you're starting a fresh Fallout, game. You're jumping in level 0, nothing, and then you're thrown into this wasteland, to just get shit on. And it really does that well, I think.
I heard that there's some issues with, because they drastically changed like the lore around. Is that true?
No, so there was concerns at first, and I'm just gonna say that this isn't really so much of a spoiler. There was just concerns at first that they were retconning previous Fallout games.
The biggest worry that I had going into it was that exact thing is like,
and that was a worry.
They've shown that they were willing to retcon things when it came down to Fallout 76, when it came down to the Brotherhood of Steel, when it came down to certain aspects of the world, everything like that. So
76,
they've already shown that they were willing to.
Has done that, but the show has not. They have not retconned any previous Fallout games. It was confirmed by the man himself, Todd Howard, that everything that happened in the previous Fallout games.
I know. Who gives a shit what Todd Howard says?
But as far as we know, everything that happened in the previous Fallout games has happened and still happened. This show is set in the farthest future of a Fallout story that we've seen so far. All the ones have been before this, all the games and everything. So just a little tidbit, I guess. So yeah, everything happened. Nothing was retconned.
Bill, have you?
Go ahead.
I was say, Bill, have you watched any of it?
Yeah, I'm up to episode 4. I'm very much enjoying it. It's Amazon doesn't really mess with their TV shows. I know their games are pretty trash, but I've enjoyed most of Amazon's TV shows, and this is no exception. And they don't hold back on the gore. They don't hold back on the mature themes. They keep it very in universe, which I like. The humor style is on point. It's a little bit more campy than what a traditional Fallout game, but not by much.
In an original Bethesda game, the original like Black Isle and the original games like 1, 2, and Fallout New Vegas, they were all very slapstick like that. They were
okay. Were they? Okay. Yeah. I was about to say the humor style reminds me of like a more grounded Borderlands.
Which
is
the
good.
Original ones,
but
the original ones were you had some kooky quacky things going on all around you every couple of minutes. You had something weird going on. Now Bethesda has done very good with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, or not New Vegas, Fallout 76. They still have those kooky moments and those quirky moments, right? They're just not as prevalent as they were in like 1, 2, and New Vegas.
I feel like they take that's just because like risks too. Like
I don't know if it's risks or if it's just like they have a very specific brand of Fallout that they want to stick to.
It's more dry or something. I think that's better to say. It's definitely a drier humor that they have than Obsidian had.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah, it's good. I would definitely recommend it as a Fallout fan.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it. Out of all of our current video game adaptations we've had, and this is including the newest, one of the newest, The Last of Us, I think it's probably the best video game adaptation. I'm actually confident in saying that, and I say that only because I really actually did enjoy The Last of Us too. I think they, before this, were probably the best video game adaptation.
I think that The Last of Us did a really good job.
But why I think this one is better is because The Last of Us had a script. They had the already successful game to go off of. This was brand new. They took the lore, they took the world, they took all of it, and they made a whole new story and canon story to add on to the Fallout, universe. So they did that all, and but still kind of, but yeah, they they had no real script to go off of. I'm not saying to go off of.
They pulled a lot of it. I mean, they had an
original story.
They had 5 games to go off of. Like
no, I know, but they're not. It's not like a hand for hand recreation.
It's not
like The Last of Us.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why, in my eyes, I think this adaptation really does hit.
We'll save the discussion for best video game adaptation for a movie podcast that I want to start.
Of the year.
No, for a movie podcast, because I got thoughts on that.
But my biggest, I 100%. If you've never played Fallout, I think you'll have a really good time with it. They do a really good job with like introducing you to the world and kind of explaining what's going on inside of the world and kind of like the deeper, like darker undertones of the Fallout universe. If you've never like delved into like the vaults and the fucked up shit that the vaults do, right? Like they do a really, really nitty gritty graphic job of kind of explaining some of that shit, right?
Yeah, and they don't shy on the gore.
They don't.
The gore is up there with like not up. It's close to the boys level. The boys.
It's not crazy up there with boys, but it is close.
But they don't shy on it. That's the best part. I think that is perfect.
I do have my my nitpicks, but that's just because I'm a diehard. And I won't really bore you guys with that. But yeah, there are a few nitpicks. The Brotherhood is still not too happy with some of the stuff that they chose with it, but all in all, I think they did a really good job with portraying what the Brotherhood of Steel is. I know a lot of people were kind of angry about it being like an over the top Catholic, or Christian faith, and like that's what they are. What do you mean? That's what the Brotherhood.
Yeah, I just really want to say I'm so happy I did not get burned on this, because I remember every time like there'd be a leak or something, I'd show it to you guys, be like, oh, I'm excited. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm excited. You guys like you're gonna get burned, bro. You're gonna get burned.
I was like, this is gonna be terrible, dude. This is gonna be terrible, man. But no, it's good. I think you'll enjoy it.
Does the power
I think there's a little bit of something for everybody in this as well. It kind of, from what I've seen, it almost seems like the 3-ish main protagonists kind of take elements from the different games, like
they do. They do a really good job.
Chick, like Fallout 3. There's a Fallout 4 type character that's like that moral gray, and then a New Vegas style character. And it also, like, the morality system kind of seems like it's in play as well with the characters. Not to get into any spoilers, but
slightly, I think it's less of a morality issue and more of just like trying to wrap your head around the fact that now you're not in the life that you were before. Like you need to make some decisions.
Is it shot in first person
before? No.
God, it'd be so fucking dope.
No.
That
would make me sick. I
don't know why we're giving all this credit to these badass characters. The cameraman is the one who's surviving it all.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It would have been dope. Or just to see like he goes into an area and just all of a sudden the bottom left it goes like the Geiger counter like noise and like the rads keep going up. Like that'd be dope.
I do wish that they did have some like homages or like Easter eggs for that, like first person view. Maybe a homage or an Easter egg into their lock picking where you see the bobby pin and the screwdriver and everything.
Bro,
like I wish that would have been. Those were some of my nitpicks. Is like I wish that they would have had those.
Maybe they do like an extra episode.
They have a lot of Easter eggs, but just in different like aspects. Just items and stuff that you'd find in the world. So
altogether, definitely, I would say really great adaptation.
God
if
damn, dude. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw on your latest gaming news that the leaker admits to creating fake Medieval 2 remake news. I heard that rumor. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, for a remake of Medieval 2 now, but that was fake. live news right there.
Thank you for checking out the Patch Notes. If you enjoyed this small selection from our podcast, come and join us every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the full, unfiltered pre-patch podcast. And check out our past shows on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast.